Welcome back to the lab. It's Friday, 18th of December, I think it might be. The Friday before Christmas anyway. So this is the time of year where everyone wants everything done, like yesterday. And half the shops are starting to close, thinking about closing, and no one can be bothered doing anything until next year. So it all gets a little bit hectic, a little bit tricky. But we're still cranking on. We've got the Gloria has come back from the paint shop, from Chartwell Panel and Paint in Frankton. Strangely enough, we're in Chartwell here, but they're in Frankton and they're called Chartwell. But never mind, it's all good. So just go and pick that up. Awesome job, happy with that. We'll have a look at some of the progress shots, I guess you call them, the little snippets of video that popped in. Had a look at what was going on. So I'll bang those on, and then I'll show you the lovely finish in the end. Although while we're here, look at this billet aluminium. Yep, everyone likes a bit of billet. It's not a CNC mill, it's just a MNC, manual numeric control, if you call that numeric. I guess it's not really, it's just an old school lathe, old school milling machine. Put some chamfers on the end of this big hunk of 12mm thick billet. Quite a large piece of billet extrusion, whatever we want to call it, aluminium stock. So I'm doing that because we need to put it into here, and we need to put it into here because this is made to fit an old school stereo, and they weren't the traditional single din size. So we've got a new school stereo to go into the old school stereo hole. Brand new Pioneer stereo the customers bought, and doesn't go in. And it doesn't go in because the slot's not big enough. Even if that slot were big enough for this frame to slide in there under tension, it may actually go with a bit of brutality. Even if that were to go in here, this trim that's around the top of the stereo here is actually too wide to fit in at the base, because this tapers in, as you can see at the ends there. It goes smaller and smaller. So can't fit that in there. So what I'm doing is I'm putting that 12mm packer made from aluminium to bring it up here, out where it's wider, and then I'll have to mill out a hole big enough for the stereo to go in there. Then I think, yes, there's enough room there. I will drill and tap from the other side and screw the piece of billet onto the front, and it's going to look schmick. It's got to look good. So I'll get on with that. Now, I think I showed you the gauges mounted in this new cluster thing that I've made for it. It's not the most perfect thing in the world, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. And I've actually retrimmed the top of the dash myself. Need to do something about making that stick on there, which could be tricky. It might involve super glue from the other side. It's quite a tight angle. Not bad though, you barely notice it when you're sitting in the car, but I'll see if I can deal with it. Not entirely happy with a couple of wrinkles just here, but again, that's actually quite a tight thing to deal with. And from the top it all looks actually not bad at all, pretty good. So I'm not an upholsterer, but I'd be happy rocking that in my car, and it's certainly better than what I had in the car to start off with before I mucked around with it. So please excuse the background sounds there. That's Incubus, if they need credit for their music. I'm in a workshop, I can't turn that off. It's not my workshop. As you can see, got some paint under here, just primer at this point. There's no sealant, there's no filling, there's no cavity rust inhibitor, but we're looking not too bad. It's all going to come up pretty good. Firewall is now, any welding that you do, once you put it all one colour, it all shows up. So we've got to get hold of some of that's masking overhauls. Got to get hold of the owner and make a call on how much time he wants to put into this. Whether he wants 1,000 hours in a SEMA show car, or whether he wants 100 hours in a New Zealand road car, as we just discussed with the panel beater. So it's all looking good, we're all happy. least it can't rust any further, right? So it's had the acid put on it, kill all the rust, and now it's got the primer on there. It's an epoxy primer. We've got 8 days before we have to get the colour on, well, a top coat on there. So it'll be a same colour as the body, bit of a, well, close to, you know, it'll be tinted, and that'll be that, and then they can do the engine bay and inside. Yeehaw! Got a phone call this morning. Seam sealant's all on. This is brush on seam sealant. Pretty much the same as what the factory does. Factories do. So we've got that all slopped on everything. Seal her all up. Make sure we don't get any water in all these joints. Help the thing last a few years longer. Before I put the gearbox cross member back in, we only use these outer holes. I'll put these ones in just because while I was at it, you know. So I'll plug those up with some sealant myself, just some black RTV or something like that, because otherwise water will seep in between and get in there and all that, so we'll deal with that. It's all looking pretty cool. Coming up soon, I think the man's just gone down the road to get it, is the underseal. And we will be, it's 2-pot stuff, we'll be getting that. All these areas here will all be done. Good to have this footage too if the old engineers want to have a look and see that we did everything properly. Pretty good evidence of that. A little bit rough there, isn't it? Never mind. It looks alright until you put paint on it. Because the shadows on it, right? Take the shadows away and not as bad. Never mind, it's under the car. That's not our work. That's not my patch. It's not these guys are doing everything else. It's not their patch. That's a patch that was here before, and in the end I deemed it just pointless chopping it out and doing it again. So we'll blend that in a little bit with some sealant or whatever before the underseal goes on, and you won't see it again, same as it was before. Couldn't see it with the underseal on the car. Cool, happy, good progress. It's going to be awesome when it's all done. We just snuck down here on a Friday arvo. The guys are hard at it on the Gloria. Colour going on everything now. Not that colour, another colour. It's got this man, I think his name's Scott, that's what he's up to. Bit stinky in here, bit OSH regulation non-compliant, so I'll be turn the camera off and get back outside pronto. But it's looking good, progress is happening, yay! Back down at the panel bedders, painters, some primer going on there, some filler, bit of sanding going on, bit of filling going on the firewall to tidy up the little discrepancies. It's looking pretty good there. There was a big hole through there, wasn't there? You can't even see it anymore. So well done there. Didn't give them a very good starting point, to be fair, and it's coming up pretty good now. So it's all looking good. Look, there's actual, real, proper paint with colour on the chassis rails. So this is all, this goes body colour. Wheel arches, all done. Pretty close to body colour. Near enough. I think it's very close. It's just the texture's making it look darker, you know. So it's not shiny and smooth, it's textured. And inside we got some black going on. So that's got sealant put around in all the appropriate spots. Coated, so there won't be any rusting going on in there. That should keep everyone happy. Some repairs being done on the outside. You'll have to excuse Queen going in the background there. A couple of other things that need sorting out. Might be a bit hard to see. You can see that now. These things here, they need sorting out, but I believe that's going to be done later on. Hopefully it'll get through. Honestly, I don't think it will, but it'll go through the system with that there, and it'll fail, and the owner will deal with it when it takes it home, I guess. Get a recheck done somewhere else. I suppose you could. It's possible we might be able to do something up here. If it fails, we might be able to just grind it back, prove there's no significant rust there. Hopefully there isn't, and get it through its low volume cert warrant back on the road. Alright, so the next time we see this, we will have paint in here, be all the right colour, and it'll be back at my shop. Hopefully that's probably happening tomorrow. So today being Tuesday. So yeah, very good. Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. Not a bad result. Pretty good. So I didn't give them the most perfect slate to work off, I guess you'd say. But the results are outstanding. Quite happy with that. There is a panel to go in there. You guys know that. There is a panel to go, where was it? There. There's another one goes right in the middle of your screen there. Those are both painted. They're ready to go. They go on there, and of course we have our brake master cylinder and clutch master cylinder and everything over here, and some of those holes will disappear. All this came out really nice, where I filled in those massive big holes and deleted the original airflow path and created another one on the other side of the firewall. Top of the towers, I didn't give them a very good starting point with that. It just come out not bad. It's pretty acceptable. All nicely blended in, etc. It's all good. So I can start reassembling this beastie and putting heat shields in where they need to go, running brake hoses and some clamps for some brake pipes and some clamps for some hoses and all that sort of carry on. Paint these brackets for the suspension and the cross member and all that sort of carry on. All inside here is all painted black and covered in dust at the moment, but that's all right. So that's all looking really, really good and won't rust anymore. Same inside the boot. So again, it's a case of just assembling all that, putting it all back together. I'm not going to deal with the carpet. Not an upholsterer. Not going to deal with the carpet. We'll put some floor mats in it so he can drive it home, and he can deal with that when he gets it home. But pretty happy. Got it back in time for the Christmas holidays, so I can carry on working while everyone is on break. Those two panels I was talking about, right in the middle of your screen there, to blank off those two big holes. So we're good. And you might be able to see in the boot, shiny in the boot there as well. So bang. So we're all good. And wheel tub's all done. That underneath the car is all done that colour too. I'll show you that when it goes on hoist at some point. So we are happy. There you go, guys. Not sure if there'll be another video before Christmas. Probably not. Maybe, probably. Maybe. We'll see how much of the stuff I get back in the car and how good it's looking. There'll certainly be some photos posted up on The Lab on Facebook. So if you want to find us on Facebook, which is The Lab Limited, you should find that. You should see a picture of the March, or I think it's the Ute actually, the D40 Navaro Ute V8. I think that. You should see that. And our cover photo. And there's an album, a build album for the Gloria, and there's some stuff on there before the video started. Some pictures and descriptions and things, so go have a look at that. But if I don't get out before Christmas, have a good break. If you're not religious and stuff and you don't celebrate Christmas, have a good holiday, whatever. Doesn't worry me. I'm not really that type of person either, to be honest. But it's a good time to spend some time with family and all that sort of carry. So do that, have fun, stay out of trouble. See you maybe next year. Right, cheers, bye.